Every day was a struggle. 20 when I first started taking cocaine, and that was after a bad breakup. Everything I do is in excess. The food took over to a point that like I couldn't even really get out of bed. Like it was pain, constant pain. Like so, the habit of going to get a Tesco's meal deal every day, and then getting a Greggs, and then getting a McDonald's, it just became a routine. So I got a coach, and I thought I'm going to go really hardcore, and I got a bodybuilding coach. We lost, I think we done 50 kilos in the first 8 months, and then within 10 months we'd done 60 kilos. Took a little diet break, and then between March and now, March the 1st to now, we've got 80 kilos off. Done a photo shoot.
Hiya, you alright? Hi everyone.
Hello and welcome to the Steve Kaylis Show. I'm Steve Kaylis. I'm joined once again by Kevin Harris. Kevin, dare I ask if you're okay and that you've had a good day?
I've had a good day, Steve. I've had a great day.
Whoa, this is a bad omen of ill things to come. That's good.
Go
That's
back
good.
to being miserable if you like.
Yeah, that's our dynamic. I'd appreciate that. Thanks, Kevin. And we're also joined by producer George, who is glowing with his new webcam. George, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm all right, thank you. Yeah, I've had some upgrades, so yeah, I haven't quite got the microphone sorted yet, but I've got the webcam up and running, and it's looking good. It's looking pretty good.
Good
Yeah.
work, good work, good work. And our guest this evening is someone who I'm really excited to talk to because I, as a semi-depressed, overweight man, I'm looking to this man for inspiration. So welcome to the Steve Kaylis Show, Paul Barnard.
You.
How you doing, mate? Are you okay?
Not bad, yes. Thank you very much for having me on.
Oh, mate, it's a pleasure. So I'm going to quickly on screen now for our visual listeners. They'll see the before and after that you sent me today. And
Okay.
I accidentally, well, I was supposed to message you and say, "Hey, good work, mate." But what did I say? Something like, "Man, you're a fucking animal," because the work you
something
did
like
was
that.
incredible.
Yeah. Thank you.
So take us back to before you're the man you are now.
Okay.
So take us back to the before. Who were you, and how did you get yourself in that position, and how did you feel? Give us your story.
I was very, very low. That first picture was not long after I very nearly wasn't here anymore. There's a certain car park that I cannot go to the top level of still. When we go shopping, I won't let my wife drive up to the top. That is something that I need to tackle and go and do. It's on my list of things to get done. It just got to a point where I did not want to be around anymore. Every day was a struggle. That was probably 12 months after I'd given up alcohol and cocaine that I'd had a 17-year issue with. So I think I was about 20 when I first started taking cocaine, and that was after a bad breakup. I didn't take it very well. You go out with your friends, one thing leads to another, and what starts as a bit of fun on a Friday night very quickly escalates to taking over your life, as some people will know. But being an addict, everything I do is in excess. So, like, if we're out and people are like, oh, like 10 beers, you can't drink 10 beers. Okay, I'll drink 20. And I would. It was always like that. People, if someone says to me, you can't, I say, hold my beer, watch this. Well, I used to say, hold my beer, not anymore. It's 29 months clean and sober now. So that's one thing I'll get out of the way. But when I quit the booze and the drugs, the food took over to a point that like I couldn't even really get out of bed. Like it was pain, constant pain.
What was it that you were trying to? Were you trying to hide from something? Were you trying to heal something?
Do you know,
what was it?
I don't. Do you know what? Still to this day, I would blame everything on everyone and everything else. You know, addiction, I think, I don't believe addiction can be cured. I think it can be redirected. So for me, I've redirected it to something positive. And that's, I now help people in the same position as me. It's habits, habits are formed. Like, so the habit of going to get a Tesco's meal deal every day and then getting a Greggs and then getting a McDonald's, it just became a routine. And I'm not joking, this was every day. I was spending a lot of money.
You're talking to your before pictures here.
Yeah, it was terrible. And now, like, I get up at 3:30 in the morning every single morning, and I go and walk for an hour and a half at least. And that's just something I cannot not do. It's in me now. That's what I do. I go to the gym at the same time. I have to go to the gym. It's 5 times a week. It's very ingrained in who I am now.
The woman who used to be on TV, she said that that's how she dealt with her depression, was she found physical training and it really helped her. So 100%. If you were to miss, let's say there is no option, you have, how does that change your day if you miss?
A lot. Yeah, I get low, definitely get low. And I suppose some people say it's obsessive. Like, it can be a bit obsessive. Yeah, it's an addiction. Yeah. It is an addiction.
One for the other one. Yeah.
It is. Addiction, it's swapping out like the bad addictions for the good addictions. Oh God, like one of my other addictions is animals. I breed snakes. And
as long as you don't lose them, you'll be fine.
No, I started off with 2. I've now got 35, so my wife's very tolerant of me. Yeah, honestly, everything I do. And I don't know if you heard, I've got a parrot sat next to me, so I do.
Oh, no way!
If you hear.
Does he want in on the interview as well, or?
Do you know what? I got him from my nan 26 years ago, and when she passed away, he come to live with me, and he swears in her voice because she used to swear.
I must think,
I'm really
that's
sorry.
Right till 3 a.m. when she's like, "Get up, the shit."
Oh, if you hear him swearing, I can't hear him because I've got my headphones on. I'm sorry.
Wow, that's great. So let me just, I want to send, we'll just take a quick pause because I want to send George and Kevin, because I sent them the other pictures that you sent me, but I don't know if I've sent the ones from today. So I want to, God man, it's a different bloke. Let me just, because by the way, whoever the photographer is for those second pictures, they got you. They got your back. That's some lighting, that's some good work.
His name's Max Ellis, and he is one of the best photographers you will ever meet. He's great.
All right, boys, Kevin and George, if you look in the chat on your phones, I'm just about to send the before picture. And here, and look at this sexy steak of a man. Look at this after picture. It's crazy, isn't it? It's brilliant.
Well, now I've got no fucking excuse. Thanks, George.
Yeah, Kevin, why isn't that you?
Yeah, fuck.
I'm going to have to get Kevin on the Stairmaster. Kevin, I'm a qualified coach now, mate. Do you want to sign up?
Oh yeah, I think you lost him at internet, to be honest, mate. Because like Kev's like me, any sort of admin that leads up to having to make any decision, it's where it fall down. So now everyone's got the full context. What was the cornerstone of the change? Why did you? Because you obviously got to a certain size, did you, and think no more? Because I've been there, and the reason I ask is because I've had a million times where I think today's the day or Monday's the day I'm going to start, I'm going to lose this gut, but I never had. So what was it that broke with you?
It was a couple of times. So I think I told you in text I actually overdosed 3 times on cocaine, and the last time. So the first cornerstone or the first change in my life was I disappeared on a Friday night. And I think my wife had just got to a point now where she'd stopped caring because this was such a regular occurrence. I'm very lucky that she didn't just get rid of me. If I'm honest, she's very tolerant.
How long have you been with your partner for?
14 years.
Wow.
14 years, yeah, she's brilliant. And I came home this one Sunday, and I knew I'd overdone it, massively overdone it. It'd been 36 hours of non-stop drinking and sticking crap up my nose. I couldn't breathe. My heart was literally bursting out of its chest, and at about 24.5 stone, that's not a good combination. I suffered from sleep apnea. So I had to wear a mask to go to sleep. And the only way I could breathe at that point was to have the mask on, because every time I took it off, I just could not breathe. And I looked at, I could see myself in the mirror. I was sat on the edge of my bed and I could see we got a full length mirror, and I was just looking at something that I did not want to be. And I promised her, I said, I'm never, ever, ever going to drink again. And she was just like, yeah, whatever. Like, can I swear on this?
Fucking
No.
yeah, go to town,
Yes,
man.
Yeah, she was literally, yeah, fuck off, whatever sort of thing. She just didn't care, and I knew by the look in her eye that was it. That was game over. And I never drunk or vaped or cocaine or anything ever since that day. But then the food took over, and that just, food has always been my biggest addiction. I've lost 118 pounds previously, in 2015, and boxed. But then as soon as I done that, it just rebounded twice as bad. So I went up. My heaviest, I don't know what my heaviest weight is, because my scales only go up to 155 kilos, and they said error for like the first 3 weeks of my diet.
That's not a good sign. That's not a good sign. Yeah.
I don't know how much I actually weighed, but officially I've lost 80 kilos. I think that's just under 13 stone.
What do you think you were?
Wow.
I must have been 25.5, 26 stone. My biggest waist size was 56-inch trousers. I got married in 56-inch trousers. I'm currently wearing 30s, and they're loose, so I've lost quite a bit.
Wow, Jesus.
I haven't worn a 30 since Buckler's Mead.
No,
Yeah.
the whole way through school, I was in 36, 38, and 40 as I got bigger, as I got older.
Wow.
Yeah. So yes, so the food, and then December 2021, a massive depressive episode, and I was sat in the van, stuffing my face whilst crying, and I knew I just didn't want to be around. I'd made my decision. That was it. I was on top of a multi-story car park. I knew what I wanted to do. And for some reason, I thought, right, take your phone and your wallet out of your pocket and put them on the side so they know who you are. Even though they would have found it in my pocket down there, for some reason, it just said stick it on the side. And as I'd done it, I have a habit of pressing the power button on my phone just to check my notifications. And my screensaver was a picture of my kids. And I looked at that picture in that split second, and I was like, what the fuck are you doing? You know, it hit me. I went home crying. I was just like, right, sort this out. And then I didn't know what I was going to do, so I got myself my own coach, because I know how to lose weight. I knew how to lose weight, but it's accountability. I didn't have the accountability to keep on with it. So I got a coach, and I thought I'm going to go really hardcore, and I got a bodybuilding coach, a guy called Joe Gann, and we work really, really well together. We really understand each other, and we got down. We lost, I think we done 50 kilos in the first 8 months, and then within 10 months we'd done 60 kilos. Took a little diet break, and then between March and now, March the 1st to now, we've got 80 kilos off and done a photo shoot.
Yo.
Yeah, and the photo shoot came out pretty well, I think. I hope so.
I haven't stopped looking at those pictures.
Yeah,
Just to jump back slightly, you said there you were a big lad as a kid.
Yes.
Did you have issues with food then?
I did. Yeah, I did. I think I remember it was bacon. Do you remember Sainsbury's used to do those triple packs of bacon that were stuck together? I don't know if you remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember those? Well, I would do one of those and a loaf of bread on a Saturday to myself. And I think like food's always been a comforting thing for me. And I honestly don't. People ask me why all the time, and I literally just can't. I can't say. I don't know.
Yeah, but I'm the same, man. That's my. I've had to, we did an entire episode of this show called "Death by Peanut Butter" because I got a similar thing, and my issue is peanut butter sandwiches, chocolate, crisp. I'm awful with it. But the shame of it is, I do so much exercise in the day. I walk everywhere, but it's not doing me any good because I'm going, oh hey, good job, me. Let's eat some stuff. And eat
energy
everything.
Balance, my friend. Energy balance is what it's all about.
Yeah, so I'm just not able to keep in a calorie deficit because I'm just piling my body with shit and salt.
That bit where you do feel so like you said, like just obnoxious and you don't like your appearance and you get really quite in yourself, and then you find yourself going to eat to make you feel better.
You do
about feeling shit about your appearance.
It's emotional eating, isn't it? It's like happy, eat, sad, eat, and everything. It comes down to food, and we do it because it tastes good at the time. But unfortunately, when we do it to excess, it makes us gain the weight, which then makes us feel sad. So we think, oh shit, let's go and eat. It's going to feel better.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? And it's such a first world problem as well, isn't it? There's some countries where they're going, you eat when you're sad? You overeat? And it's crazy, isn't it? That's the sort of Western world sometimes. Everything's accessible. 24-hour McDonald's, Burger King, KFC.
You know what? Even saying everything's accessible, but when I was doing things I shouldn't have been doing, like even cocaine, it's as easy to get hold of cocaine as it is to order a pizza. And it's terrible. It's so easy to do these terrible things. It's crazy, the world we're living in at the minute, to be honest.
My questions were sort of stemming more into the mental health, I guess. But you've kind of already answered it. So one of my questions was going to be sort of what came first, the chicken or the egg? Was it weight or was it mental health problems or was it a combination of all of it? Or
weight has like always been one to struggle with since I was a child. So that was the first one. And then when the alcohol and the cocaine, obviously when the come down from cocaine is severe and it gets worse and worse the more you do it. Obviously the longer you take it, the more you need to take, so the worse the come down gets. And that becomes a vicious circle. It's just a very destructive drug that seems to be socially accepted for some reason. Massively accepted, and the damage that it does do is it's terrible. It's financial damage, everything. Gambling was one of my addictions at one point as well. I think every addiction under the sun I've had it. Gambling got really bad. I'll tell everyone about my wins, but I wouldn't tell them about the 10 times I'd lost that day. So that's like everything. It's like you don't ever celebrate the losses.
No.
But
so how do you feel in yourself now?
I feel like I'm having an out of body experience and that I am dreaming all of this and I'm probably on a massive come down and I'm going to wake up and go, shit, I know what I need to do and now I've got to do it. It's very strange because I look at those pictures and I think that cannot be me. When I look at them, I don't know. I suppose you call it imposter syndrome. I remember walking into the photo shoot the other day thinking, nah, this isn't right. I'm not going to look good. I'm not going to look right. And then you get your top off and you see all the mirrors around the gym and you think, hang on, that's me. And then you sort of relax a little bit. But I was so used to seeing the other guy looking back at me. And sometimes I still look in the mirror and he's staring back at me. But that's just a bit of body dysmorphia. That apparently that takes a couple of years to go away sometimes.
Do you have to, at some point, learn to accept him, that past version of yourself, and still love certain parts of who he was?
If I hadn't have been him, I wouldn't be who I am today. The way I look at it, because obviously now I help people and I coach people, the way I look at it is that I had to go there so that I could become who I am now, so I could help other people. And I have to think like that because it has to be that I went through that and I had to experience that so I could change someone else's life. And that to me makes it worthwhile, I suppose. you know. So I have got a lot of regrets, but I can't say I regret being him, because without him, there isn't me.
Nice.
If that makes sense. It's the only way I can get my head around it logically. It's the only way I can say, right, I was put here for a reason, and it was to help people. And that's all I want to do now. And with my addiction, I am full throttle when I am coaching people. It's a very personal coaching. It's not right, here you go, do this, don't contact me. My clients they'll contact me all day long. I'll sit and talk to them. And they're all from all different walks of life, which is I love the challenge, because it's not a one size fits all. It's not like a fitness thing where you say, right, lift this many reps, do that. Everyone's got different mental challenges that they're trying to overcome. And when you see someone's life change in front of you, that's the biggest high you'll ever get. It really is. You can see on my page anyway, you'll see a couple of the success stories.
Yeah, man. I wanted to ask, like on that, because you are such a success story. I keep thinking about your wife. Does she sometimes go, "Who the hell is this guy?"
I think, do you know what she said? She gets asked this question a lot, and she said, "I loved you when you were that guy." She goes, "And I love you when you're this guy." She went, "I've always loved you no matter what." So you know that's what she says. And
that's a ride or die partner there, isn't it? Wow, that's amazing.
Do you know, she stuck by me when a lesser woman would have got rid of me a long time ago. When I was that guy, I found myself trying to push people's buttons to see how far I could push them. I was probably doing that to my wife, like thinking, what am I going to get away with before she says fuck off? And she never did. And I will always love her for that, because if she had done, I probably wouldn't be here doing this podcast now.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you are.
Yeah, thank you. She's
so. That's amazing. That's lovely. That's my favorite part of the story, because that's love prevails. That's how you know someone loves you. They love you for who you are. You know what I mean?
She said she was saying to her friend today. Actually, she's showing her friend my pictures, and she went, "Can you imagine if I went to a school reunion?" And they was like, "Oh, who's your husband?" And I go, "Oh, yeah, look, this is my husband." And she said, "They will be like, oh, fuck off. There's no way that's your husband." Sort of thing. I was like, "Come on, love. I haven't done that well." She's like, "No, you have." It's strange.
Let's help other people. Let's give other people some idea of what they have to do to achieve what you've done. Producer George has just prompted me with a really great question. Do you have, say, 5 top tips or 5 things that people can do to either start the ball rolling or to get themselves on the journey?
Okay, so the first thing they need to do is find their reason why. So they need to find their why, and they need to make that why strong enough so that why will overtake any excuse to quit or not to do it. It has to be really strong. And when you think of your why, just keep asking yourself the question over and over again. This is what I get everyone to do. So you really need to make your why strong. So you could say, right, I want to lose weight for my kids. And you're like, yeah, but why? So I can do more stuff with them. Okay, but why? Because I'm not doing anything with them and it's not fair on them. And then you just keep going, but why? And it gets to the point where it's like, because I want to be around when they're 18. You know, I don't want to leave them without a father because I've died, you know, from health complications. You have to dig really, really deep into it and make it really, really strong. And that will help you. Like for me, that was just like, whenever I didn't fancy doing something, it's just discipline. I had to have discipline. And I would say to myself, I'd be sat on the sofa and I think, well, I've got to go and finish my steps off. And I didn't fancy it. And I was just like, discipline, just get up and go. And once you get up and start going and the habits build, then it does become easier. It really does. It doesn't feel good when you're at like minute 45 on the Stairmaster and you want to die, you know, because that doesn't feel nice. But you don't have to take it that far. There's levels to it. I mean, the transformation from where I was to say 100 kilos, that was life changing in itself. Just being able to move and get off the sofa without having to heave myself up, you know, like little things like that. That's important. So number one would be find your why. people, you've heard eat less, move more so many times, and it's energy balance. All it is. To lose fat, you need to be in a calorie deficit, so you can increase your step count. So if the shops are only 10, 15 minutes away, just walk. Don't get in your car. Take stairs instead of the lift. All silly little things like that. They all add up to, like, the little things add up to big changes over time. So definitely do that. Everything, tracking your calories, because not tracking what you're eating is a massive thing. Because if you don't know how many calories are going in, you've got no way of knowing how much you're actually eating. So just spend a month, like, just weighing your food out and logging it, so you can get an idea of what it is you are actually eating, and you, like, find your maintenance calories and just eat slightly below that, 500 calories below that, and you'll start, like, lose a pound a week, and just be really consistent while you're doing it. You can find there's calculators online. It's called a TDEE calculator. If you type that in online and just fill out all the fields on there, just be really honest with it, and it will give you like a rough guide, a rough calorie target to hit. They're not always massively accurate, but go around that sort of area and then just adjust it accordingly until you start losing weight. How many was that? 3? Lift weights, right? Don't just start running or going on a treadmill. We're not hamsters in a wheel, just going on the treadmill. Lift weights. That's going to be more beneficial. Don't want to. As we get older, lifting weights becomes a lot more important. And plus, I think what happens is a lot of people lose weight and they don't look like they want to look because they haven't lifted weights at all. I call it, you get like the deflated balloon look, because you've literally just starved yourself. You've lost all your muscle mass, and I think they call it skinny fat, and lifting weights.
You can't win.
Yeah. No, you can't. But you got lifting weights. It's got mental health benefits as well, massively. Like lifting weights for me, I just zone out for an hour and a half, and it's you against you. And that's the last one. Don't compare your journey to anybody else's. It's just you against you. Okay, as long as you are slightly ahead of yourself every single day and you don't go backwards, that's the most important thing. Just try and beat yourself every day. And don't care what anyone else is doing, because if you start focusing on what someone else is doing, you're going to get disheartened. And don't compare your day one to someone else's like day 1 million, because like they've been doing it for years. You're just starting. You've just got to stay consistent with it.
That's damn fine advice. Thank you, Paul.
No worries.
Is there anything else that you want people to know? I mean, is there anything else that you think people should be aware of?
Yeah, no matter how low you are or where you are, or if you think it's game over or you can't do something, get that thought out of your head, because you can literally achieve or do anything you set your mind to. The mind is the most powerful tool. If you tell your mind where you want to go, it will take you there. You've just got to control it. You really do, and I'm living proof of that. If you you haven't shown it yet. You see my before picture. There's no one on this planet that would have said that man would become the other man, and that was with no surgery. Okay, that was with not starving myself at all. I ate very well. I don't think I dropped below 2,500 calories the whole way through. It's quite a lot of calories, but my expenditure was high because I like to walk. But you can do it, no matter how low you think you are. It might take time. This was 18 months work, like solid work, but you can turn it around. If I can go from like being an alcoholic, drug addict, like morbidly obese with an emotional eating disorder, suicidal, to where I am now, and anyone can change their lives. It's not the end. All right, so just don't give up. If you've got a dream, go and get it.
Yes.
That's it. That's it. We all sit here like putting up with stuff that we don't want to put up with. If you don't want to put up with something, then you have to change it. Only you can change it, but you can do it. You just have to make the plan, find out what you want to do, and go for it.
That's lovely. Thank you, mate. I really appreciate you sharing that.
Hopefully that gets through to someone.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so. If one person, honestly, if going through what I went through, if it saves one person's life, then I'm happy. You know, it was worth it, and it's already worth it because I've already changed people's lives. So I'm happy. I'm happy.
Yeah,
My next goal, I want to change 1,000 lives. 1,000 people.
Excellent.
That's my target.
It's a good goal.
Yeah, but like you can achieve that by not being specific, because you could like change it for the worse and bomb a place. You know what I mean? You could just like set fire to a hospital.
Yeah. I could do that. I could do that.
Kill one surgeon. Yeah,
that wouldn't quite be what I was planning on doing. You know?
No, don't do that. Yeah,
he's going for.
Sorry. Yeah, you're right.
I would be. I'd be famous for all the wrong reasons then.
Yeah, that's true. Well, listen, man, you've motivated me. I think you're a lovely fella, and you're a great communicator too. You're podcasting natural, and I hope that all the stuff that you're doing takes off for you, because it is the most dramatic transformation I've ever seen. So it's just a case of it's just a case of getting people's eyes on you, and then they're there.
That's it.
You know?
That's it. You know, I'm if anyone out there knows social media and wants to help me, I'll give you free coaching.
Yeah, that's good. Good deal.
Let's do a swap. It's something I learn. Everyone will learn. You know, you learn as you go along. I didn't know how to lift weights at one point. You know, so I will learn it. And there is going to be some educational content going out on my Instagram pretty shortly, and I am going to start a YouTube channel because I know in the cost of living crisis, not everybody can afford coaching. So I can help people by doing videos explaining exactly what they need to do, and then they can just visit them as they need to, make their own plans, and be their own accountability.
Amazing. Well, hey man, unless there's anything that you want to add, I will say that it's been a pleasure having you on the Steve Kayla show, and we'll do whatever we can. We'll do whatever we can to make sure that your story gets seen. So hey, thank you, man. And boys, George, Kevin, thank you for being here. Paul, you've been an amazing guest, and we'll see you soon.
See you soon, Paul.
Hiya, you're right. Hi, everyone.